I used to think you had to spend to look expensive. Then I watched how Italian women over 50 dress, and suddenly, it all made sense. It's not about labels, it's about habits. The way they carry a bag, layer neutrals, and wear sunglasses even in October. It's strategic. In today's video, I'm sharing 8 of those secrets, ones that completely changed how I get dressed. And I'll tell you this, the one I almost ignored, it's the one that made the biggest difference. Let's start with something Italian women over 50 absolutely swear by: tailoring. You rarely see them in anything that looks oversized in the wrong way. Their clothes don't just fit, they frame the body in a flattering, structured way. Whether it's a blazer, trousers, or even a button-up shirt, there's intention behind how it sits on the body. I noticed it the first time I sat at a cafe in Milan. Women in their 50s and 60s were wearing clean, crisp trousers that actually hugged the waist and stopped just at the ankle. Nothing dragged, nothing sagged, and yet it didn't look stiff either. It looked effortless. And here's the best part. Most of them weren't wearing anything new. It was the fit that made the difference, not the fashion label. Now I know tailoring might sound intimidating or expensive, but I promise you, it doesn't have to be. I started by taking just one pair of pants and a blazer to my local tailor, and suddenly, my everyday basics looked like designer pieces. It's truly the fastest way to make your wardrobe look more expensive without buying anything new. If you've got a piece in your closet that feels off, like it almost works but not quite, it probably just needs a bit of tailoring. Italian women get that. They buy fewer clothes, but make sure every single piece fits beautifully. That's a habit I've personally adopted, and it's made dressing up feel so much easier and more polished. Now, speaking of looking expensive without going overboard, let's talk color. Italian women are masters of the neutral palette. And no, I don't mean just beige everything. I mean thoughtful combinations of ivory, camel, black, chocolate brown, olive, and charcoal, tones that layer beautifully and never clash. The brilliance of this approach is that it creates cohesion. When your wardrobe centers around a tight palette, you suddenly have so many more mix and match options, and every outfit starts to look intentionally styled. You could literally wear the same cream sweater with 4 different bottoms, and no one would even notice, because the textures and tones keep it interesting. What I've learned is that the real trick is layering texture within the same color family. A chunky taupe knit over soft wool trousers in a similar tone, topped with a suede bag or patent loafers. That's how they make neutrals look rich. And they never forget that small pop, like a deep red lip or a pair of gold hoops, to break it up. I used to chase bold prints and bright colors, thinking they made me stand out, but honestly, they made getting dressed more complicated. Once I committed to my personal neutrals, mine are black, ivory, and tan, my outfits started to look more expensive without me even trying harder. That's the Italian way, elegance through simplicity. All right, now let's look down, because Italian women's shoes are a whole lesson on their own. Here's what I've noticed. They don't follow trends, no massive sneakers or crazy heels. What they do wear are shoes that quietly say luxury. Sleek loafers, buttery leather ankle boots, pointed toe flats, or elegant kitten heels. Even their sandals look refined, often with simple straps in high-quality leather. The point isn't to stand out with your shoes, but to elevate your whole outfit with something that looks timeless and well-made. I've literally seen women in their 60s in linen trousers, a cotton tee, and a clean, structured loafer. And it just looked expensive. And you know what else? Their shoes are always immaculate. Not flashy, but always polished, literally. Italian women maintain their footwear the same way they care for their skin. That really stuck with me, because so often we think of shoes as the throw-on last part of an outfit. But they're not. They finish the outfit. I now have a small rotation of good quality neutral shoes, and I treat them like investment pieces. If you're curious where to start or want to try a pair that gives off that Italian, understated luxury vibe, I've added links to a few of my favorites in the description box below. These are pieces I've either worn myself or seen styled beautifully by women who know what they're doing. Now, let's talk handbags, because this is another subtle but powerful piece Italian women get so right. One thing that really surprised me the first time I spent a fall in Italy was that women didn't seem to switch their bags constantly. Instead, they had one beautiful, versatile, structured bag they wore on repeat. And these bags weren't oversized or logo-covered either. They were just the right size to carry essentials, usually made of real leather, and always had clean lines and minimal hardware. I saw so many women with classic crossbody styles or softly structured top-handle bags, and I can't tell you how chic they looked, even when paired with something super simple like jeans and a sweater. The secret here is intention. The bag isn't just practical, it's part of the outfit. That's why Italian women choose wisely and invest in quality over quantity. I used to switch bags constantly depending on my mood or outfit, but I realized all that did was disrupt the flow of my style. Once I found one structured leather crossbody in a warm taupe, I wore it nearly every day, and surprisingly, it made my entire wardrobe look more elevated. You don't need a closet full of handbags. You need one that's timeless, structured, and fits seamlessly into your everyday look. It makes such a difference. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about casual dressing, because this is where Italian women over 50 really shine. Their casual outfits still feel polished, intentional, and elegant. I saw women at the market wearing straight-leg jeans, a tucked-in cotton shirt, and a leather loafer. But what made it feel expensive was the finishing touches. Maybe it was a silk scarf knotted at the neck, or a sleek pair of sunglasses, or just the way their shirt was pressed. Never sloppy. Even on what we'd call a lazy day, they add one detail that pulls the look together. I used to think casual meant I could skip the effort, but then I'd end up feeling underdressed or invisible. Italian women don't go overboard, they just never let casual equal carelessness. I started trying this myself, reaching for structured jeans instead of leggings, or tossing on a blazer instead of a hoodie. It's honestly so easy once you get into the habit. The base of the outfit can still be comfortable, but it's the way you wear it that makes all the difference. One clean accessory, one good shoe, and suddenly that basic look feels completely transformed. Now here's something we don't talk about enough: grooming. Italian women over 50 understand that looking expensive isn't just about what you wear, it's about how you take care of yourself. And no, that doesn't mean full glam. It means having a fresh haircut that frames your face, nails that are clean and neat, even without polish, and skin that looks loved, not masked. I've seen women with zero makeup look absolutely stunning just because their brows were groomed, their lips were hydrated, and they carried themselves with that quiet kind of elegance. That's not genetics, it's a habit. And fragrance? Oh my goodness, they never skip it. Subtle, layered perfumes that leave a trace without overpowering, always applied at the wrist, neck, and sometimes even behind the knees. Grooming is their finishing touch, not an afterthought. And I'll admit, this one took me a while to fully embrace, but now I truly get it. When you feel fresh and well kept, your clothes sit better, your accessories make more sense, and your whole presence shifts. I'm curious though, do you have a grooming habit that makes you feel instantly elevated? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing what small rituals other women swear by. Let's talk about jewelry, because Italian women over 50 treat it a little differently than we do. They don't layer pieces just for the sake of adding sparkle. Instead, they pick one or two intentional accessories that make the whole outfit look elevated. I remember seeing a woman in Naples wearing the most basic outfit, a white button-up and slim black pants. But then I noticed her vintage gold ring and a simple pair of thick gold hoops, and suddenly, the look felt completely finished. Her jewelry wasn't loud, but it had a presence. It looked like something she'd chosen carefully, not something she tossed on at the last minute. That's the key. Italian women use jewelry as a way to signal elegance, not excess. It's about quality, not quantity. A single signet ring, a bold cuff bracelet, or a sleek pendant necklace. Each piece tells a story. I used to wear multiple dainty pieces at once, thinking it made me look more stylish. But what I've learned is that one strong accessory actually does more. It simplifies the outfit while giving it that luxe, intentional feel. So now, instead of asking, "What else can I add?" I ask, "What one piece will say the most?" That shift changed everything. Now, if you've been listening and thinking, "Okay, I've got the tailoring, the neutrals, the shoes, the accessories, but something still feels off," then don't go anywhere. Because this last one, it's the piece I completely overlooked when I started studying how Italian women dress. And honestly, it's the one that ended up making the biggest difference in how I feel and how I show up every single day. When I first started paying attention to how Italian women over 50 dressed, I focused on the obvious things: fit, color, accessories. But what I didn't see right away was the mindset behind their style. These women show up every day with intention. Even when they're wearing jeans and a sweater, it's never just thrown on. They tuck, they cuff, they add that one elegant piece, and they always look like they meant to be seen. I thought, isn't that a lot of effort for a casual day? But over time, I realized that this small shift in mindset, choosing to get dressed like it matters, made my entire wardrobe feel more elevated. Now, I don't wait for a special occasion to wear a nice blouse or polished shoe. I wear them because they make me feel good on a Tuesday afternoon. Intentionality is the secret sauce. It's not about buying more. It's about making style a daily practice, not a someday thing. Once I embraced that mindset, even my old pieces felt new again. That's the Italian secret I almost missed. And now, it's the one I never skip. If this video inspired you to rethink your everyday style, then trust me, you're going to love what's coming next. I'm sharing 10 easy tips to look expensive and elegant this summer. And they pair perfectly with everything we talked about today. It's all about staying cool while still looking chic, without needing to buy a whole new wardrobe. I'll show you how to build that same Italian-inspired look for warmer weather. So don't miss it. It's packed with tips you can start using the very next time you get dressed.